I never thought I'd be excited to abandon my Hawaiian getaway. 3 days of incessant rain transformed paradise into a wet, overpriced trap, shut beaches, swamped trails, and a hotel room that felt like a $400 a night cell. So when my colleague Marcus texted that our big client pitch was advanced 4 days, I was prepared to flee back to my comfortable Chicago apartment at 437 Oakwood Lane. The red eye from Honolulu was silky smooth, and I grinned, imagining my team's surprise when I'd walk into the office bronzed and prepared to annihilate the presentation. The cab ride from O'Hare to my complex The Grove was swift at that late time. The driver, a chatty woman named Louise, eyed my aloha shirt. Vacation cut short. Yeah, rain and work emergency, I said, recognizing familiar streets. At least you got some sun, Mr. Carter. I tipped Louise well, still in vacation spinning mode, and wheeled my suitcase to the door. It was 11:52 p.m. April's chill creeping over the quiet neighborhood. My second-floor apartment in the neat 3-story building. My sanctuary. I trudged up the stairs, bypassing the elevator, looking forward to a hot shower and my own bed. The dim hallway, a thorn in Mrs. Khan and 1B's side, suited me fine. The HOE board, where I had served, had maintained that standard despite her complaints. At my door, I jangled my keys, jet-lagged. The air in there smelled off nail polish and something pointed. Then I heard it, water running in my bathroom. I froze, suitcase in hand. Someone was in my home. Instinct screamed to call 911, but fury urged me forward. Who breaks in a shower? I put down my bag and sneaked to the living room where the scene hit like a fever dream. Gladys Thornton, my 62-year-old neighbor from 2C, sat on my leather couch, and only a towel another tied around her wet gray hair. Her toughened feet were on my coffee table, painting her toenails, fire engine red. The cushions underneath her were wet. My TV sounded loudly, a trashy reality show, and next to her sat a glass of my valuable whiskey half emptied. For 10 seconds we gazed, her nail polish brush suspended. Steam billowed from the bathroom. Gladys, I strangled out, breaking the silence. Her shock turned to anger, as if I'd crashed her party. "What are you doing here, Malik? You're not back till Sunday." I gasped. "This is my apartment. What the hell are you doing?" She sniffed, continuing her pedicure like it was her living room. "Don't snap at me. I'm watching your place. Someone's got to keep things in order. The golf floored me. I never asked you to watch anything. You're trespassing, using my shower, drinking my whiskey, ruining my couch." She waved her brush. "I check units when folks are away. It's a service. You should thank Met homes get robbed." I noticed my open kitchen cabinets, rearranged food, my bedroom door, a jar with rumpled sheets, and worst, open mail on the table. "You went through my stuff," I demanded. "Just ensuring order," she said, dismissive. "Those credit card bills, sloppy spending." "Malik," I pulled out my phone. "I'm calling the police." Fear crossed in her eyes, and then defiance. "Go ahead. I'll tell them you burst in threatening me." Who are they going to believe? The implication hurt. But I kept calm. "They'll believe the guy with ID and keys, his name on the lease, 3 minutes to vacate, or I call 911. Lattice reached towel, sliding downward. I averted my eyes. "You can't evict me. I'm not prepared. 2 minutes. 45 seconds, I told him, tapping my watch. "Using you here on my property." "That's the offense." She stamped her foot. "You're spoiling everything. I do this for everybody." That halted me. "You enter other apartments without an invitation. I inspect. Pipes, plants, neighborly responsibilities," she said, taking a makeup bag with me while showering and drinking their booze. She sneered. Mrs. Khan would not approve of that assistance. Her eyes became cunning. "I've managed the HOA for 15 years. Cross me and your unit could have problems." "Endangering me now," I fired back. "That is abuse of power." 1 minute, I installed. "Bathroom still running." She zoomed over to turn it off, coming out with clothes pulled up to her chest. "Where do I switch? Not my job." 30 seconds. She glared. "Fine. Call the police." "I'll tell them I heard unusual noises." "Did a check of being a well-being check with Polish and whiskey," I ridiculed. Then she pulled out her phone. "I'm calling 911. I don't feel safe." Yuri standing in my way. I was 10 feet from the door, arms crossed. Go ahead. She dialed, voice shaking. Help, I'm at 437 Oakwood 2B. A man threatening me, standing in my way. I began recording, panning her, the open door, wet couch, whiskey, my family pictures. He's a tall black guy. Aggressive, she added, glaring. I stood loudly. This is Malik Carter. This woman entered my apartment uninvited using an HOA key. I'm recording for safety. She screamed. He's lying, I was checking as a favor. I'm not in the way. I said she's free to go. The torture was wait. Gladys switched between phony tears, HOA threats, and towing her hair like this was a spa day. At 12:30 a.m., a sharp knock at the door. Through the peephole, I saw two officers, a grizzled white guy and a young black woman. Officers, thanks for coming, I said, moving aside. I'm Officer Brooks, said the woman. This is Officer Hayes. We had a disturbance call. Gladys ran forward, towel-clad voice trembling. Thank God, this man's tearing me down. I was canvassing his building, and he's screaming, holding me back. Hayes raised an eyebrow at the encounter. Gladys the Bourbon, my suitcase, ma'am. Do you live here? No, she's in too. See, I said. I discovered her using my shower, drinking my whiskey. Cramming my mail, I flashed my video. Brooks took my ID, address matches. You say she used an HOA key? Yes, without permission. I said she says it's routine. Does the HOA permit uninvited access? Hayes asked Gladys. Not really, she stuttered. But I have spare key access in case of emergencies. What emergency? Brooks pressed. I thought I heard water. So you turned on the shower? I snorted. Hid a smirk. Any papers for this? I don't need it. Gladys snapped. I take care of this building, she admitted, entering other people's houses. I added and opened my mile of federal offense. Brooks nodded. That's right, ma'am. Entering without permission is breaking and entering. Possessing property is theft. Gladys pawed. This is an error. Malik and I are neighbors. No, we're not, I said. I barely know her. Sir, want to press charges? Hayes asked. Gladys cut in. Venomous. This is why your kind caused troubling. No sense of community. The room stilled. My kind, I repeated. She doubled down. You people always escalate, instead of talking neighborly. Brooks stepped in. Ma'am, stop now, but Gladys raged. You're all against me, even you. She spat at Brooks. This is aism. Hayes's face hardened. You're in his home, making racial remarks. I'd press charges. He told me I am, I said, breaking and entering, theft, mail tampering, all of it. Brooks nodded. Ma'am, get dressed, you're coming with us. Gladys gawked, arresting me. I'm 62. Standard procedure. Hayes said, pulling cuffs. She demanded privacy. I insisted Brooks supervise. In the bathroom, Gladys growled about her judge friend. Dressed, she was cuffed and let out, begging Malik. We can settle this. I shook my head. No, Gladys, we can't. At the station. Brooks led my statement. Cases like this occur too frequently. People misusing small power. She said Gladys was released on bail by her husband Harold, who appeared defeated. DA will review. Brooks stated breaking and entering, solid mail. Tampering could go federal, get a restraining order. Back home, a new HOA notice from Gladys quoted fake violations, ventilation, food storage. I called the manager. Sam Bertha is abusing key access. I told him. He sighed. She pushed for emergency key rights last year while you were away. I'll call a board meeting. My lawyer, Nathan Cole, was floored. She's cooked breaking and entering, theft, mail, tampering, racial bias. Document everything. He recommended a restraining order and outreach to neighbors. Mrs. Khan called in, upset. My spices were organized last month. My soap was applied. Others reported the same story. Moved jewelry, missing liquor during streaming history. At an overflowing emergency meeting full of angry residents, Sam disclosed Gladys gained access to keys of a department. The board, without Gladys, voted her out. Harold abstaining in a silent coup. Her lawyer's defense of authorized inspections fell apart at our evidence. Residents cheered her, ousting. Weeks later, Gladys fell quiet, avoiding me in corridors. Nathan told her she'd probably get probation, but had a substantial civil lawsuit. She pleaded guilty to theft and trespassing, paying $250,000 distributed among 9 victims. She sold her condo, wrote apologies attended by his therapy, and was prohibited from HOA positions. She personally replaced my couch whiskey and more, her face scowling as she handed them over. "This is your fault," she growled. "No," I replied, "it's yours. This building's doing great now. Gardens, play areas, real community." Gladys moved to a Florida condominium, reportedly attempting to repaint their lounge. At the Groves Gladys anniversary of the incident party, I drank her replacement whiskey, observing neighbors socialize in our renovated community room. Mrs. Kahn raised her glass in a toast to karma. I clinked mine to boundaries.